Oh, fuck. Sorry, we're live. Sorry, bro.
It's my punishment. Give me the milk.
I still thought it was Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Back Yourself podcast here on a Sunday evening after the comeback of the ages, who will get a 1 minute review when the time comes, because there is plenty of better fucking games to talk about this round. Top 4 clashes. And I introduced the man next to me. The Roosters fans hate him, but those writing upset alert love him. Welcome to the set, Christopher. Take a bow, my friend, because you deserve to after the Eels tear the asshole of the Roosters apart. How are you feeling, my friend? Probably as good as me after that cup of fucking milk that I just had.
Oh, yeah, well, Roosters will be Roosters. I just don't like people think they've changed or they've transformed into something new. So it's kind of just another day on the job for me, picking an upset, because I'm 6 from 7 in the last 7 weeks. The only one that fucked me is Knights, which do you blame me for the way these cuts are playing after today as well? So, well, I got the last round already down packed. Like, I already know who I'm taking in the last round. I think you know too.
Oh yeah.
So next week is probably the only one left that it's up to me. The last round, it's picked for me. I can't not pick them. So if you guys are true Back Yourself fans from back in the day, you'll know what the last one is without even me saying anything. So I'm not going to spoil it for 2 weeks' time, but excited to be here to go through mainly up till Thursday, and then today's game is literally a 2-minute reviews. Who cares about both of them except Tigers?
I agree with you, mate. It was a fucking fascinating round. I think some teams set themselves apart from others, both in a good way and a bad way. I mean, Titans, fuck me, boys. But we'll get to you after we get past South Sydney and the Dragons. 14-0 was your scoreline come Thursday night, and I don't think anyone could say they saw that coming from the Dragons, but we did call their quit job in the preview, and they quit all right. 40-0, Chris. Was it ever close? Was there ever any hope for the Dragons, or did they just go out there and give up?
They just gave up. Realistically, they gave up.
Shout out to the Zarefrost brothers.
South weren't, brilliant. South was South. Dragons were just ready for the end of the year. Look, I'm not surprised. They've played well against the top 4. Zarefrost brothers, I haven't seen you guys all weekend, but unfortunately, and the same will love this and know why they lost now, they were confident today at this game, as were a lot of Dragons fans, that they're just going to walk up and defeat South. Who's South without Latrell?
An unbeatable team, apparently.
But
I wish they had Latrell.
Yeah, well, you didn't add this in the clip, but I remember saying in the preview, it's actually a good thing he's out.
Yeah, you said you'd rather he...
I'd rather him not play, and then as long as Cowboy Walker's playing...
As long as Talis Duncan's playing.
And the only thing I want to say, and I think you mentioned this last week, Cody Walker is as soon as he came on, it was just it was like he was toying with Dragons at that point.
Because at this point, right, it's actually 0-0 for about 20 minutes. Yeah. And then here comes Cody Walker, and that's then down go the Dragons. Look, Dragons fans, I say this once a year on the pod to the Dragons fans. Mm. Sometimes I wonder, who you guys think you are. The way you, barricade every time Dragons lose a game as if they're Melbourne or Penrith. This is what you guys should be. Yeah. Not 40-0, obviously no one's happy about that, but I think footy fans in general have a very short-term memory of
how well they've
played.
In
my eyes, I have nothing bad to say about Dragons. These cunts in a league where multiple fucking teams above them on the ladder still fighting for the 8, a la Dolphins, go out there and give up, whereas Dragons, who haven't been in the top 8 contention realistically for about 3 months, have been going out there and firing up round after round after round after round, beating top 4 side after top 4 side. And after 8 concussions, you want them to go and beat South fucking 6 days later, and you start screaming at them when they lose 40-0.
That one guy. I don't know if he was more cut at them. He was just receiving a lot of hate for them losing, but. The people that are hating on Dragons losing 40-0, all right, 40-0, fair enough. It's you can't lose 40-0 in this sport. But just losing the South, big deal.
It's fine.
Who cares? They literally almost beat Warrior. They beat the whole top 4 almost.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? They've had a great year without a fucking halfback. I mean, they started Ilias at the start of the year, if everyone forgets. Yeah. Val isn't there. Sewer isn't there. What the fuck you want from this team? You want them to just fucking win every game, make the finals? It's ridiculous.
Give them a fucking break. Dragons will defend you this week. 40-0. You actually also said this in the preview that if they go out and lose by 30 plus, no one's going to give a fuck. And they did lose by 30 plus.
No one gives a fuck. Everyone gives a fuck.
But everyone gives a fuck, which is insane to me. Give them a break. They have earned the break. If they were going out and losing 40-0, a la Titans, which we'll get to them, who are not getting a break, then, yeah, you can say what you're saying, but give them a fucking break. On the south side of things, the season that could have been for you boys. Oh, honestly, like, you started with nothing. You're really ending it with nothing. And in between, you got yourselves where you are with just sheer effort, playing for Wayne. Jai Gray at fullback has been a revelation. They truly have to run him out there at fullback next year.
Yeah.
And I'm someone that's been defending Latrell for a long time. Sure, his motor isn't up there with a Dylan Edwards or a Jai Gray, but he has a game-breaking ability. But the consistency you get out of Jai Gray and the trying, like
the trying is incredible.
Trying, it's not something you can pass on. He's been way too good. He has to play fullback next year, and that gives Souths that fucked up dynamic of having Latrell on the left edge, and who knows, maybe Biden can play the other center.
White and Campbell playing wing, and then Johnson on the other side. Like, what a backline.
Exactly right. Cam Murray to come back in the middle with
Walker.
A few other, like, forwards, Totola, obviously, a few other players. They've just been completely... Every year, there's one team that's just completely decimated by injuries, and Souths was that this season. Losing your captain before a ball's even kicked in the preseason is too hard to bounce back from, but this shows their character of a club that, again... With JD, fuck me, they were quitting with much more. But Wayne's running out true dirt, and they actually get results like this week after week. And it's really
they didn't get the
impressive
spoon.
to see.
It's over.
Now, they are off to Bali next round. Will they come back? I would say, against 15 other teams in the NRL, if that was their matchup in round 27, they would stay in Bali.
But not Roosters.
But they might come back to come and destroy Nuanga, Nituase and Co. So we'll see what version of Souths we get back. We obviously, as the Back Yourself team, will miss them next round. But thankfully... They got the result for us on Thursday. $2.30, pay us out.
What's incredible, and South fans will agree with me this as well, the last game of the season is going to be their healthiest team. Murray is set to play.
Yep.
Walker will play and start. Latrell will play and start.
Are you cunts high?
No. Murray might come off the bench. He will play, though.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. But... Like you said, out of the other 16 teams in the competition, they literally wouldn't run one player out there and chill in Bali. But because it's Roosters and because of these fucking idiots and what they did on Saturday, that game becomes South trying just to stop Roosters not making the eight.
That's like their Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So
in a way, but we can put a pin on this one and move on to 6 p.m. Friday night. The scene of the crime is Mudgee, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll keep this in shot.
My Canberra Raiders go and put a dagger into the top four hopes of the Penrith Panthers. 22-18, I believe, was your full-time score. And can you hear it, ladies and gentlemen? The thundering footsteps of Kyle Weeks to put the ball under the post and end these cunts once and for all. How did you find this game, Christopher? Obviously, for those that follow us on Instagram, we were doing cartwheels at my house when the try was scored because obviously we do hate Penrith. But what did you make of this one, mate?
I was definitely leaning Penrith. I'll own that up.
Put the milk
down. I have to keep drinking the milk because it is the milk. Congrats to them because I didn't expect this from them. And truly, they beat Penrith at their own game. And that was what really surprised me with Raiders is Penrith did exactly what I thought they would do, grind the shit out of them and essentially break them apart. And at some point, I don't know whose try it was, just on the after half time, some dick Liam Martin's one. I was like, all right, they're gonna win. Like at that point, I was like, I can't see it in Raiders. But Ricky's men, as much as I say sometimes they don't play great and they play down to their competition here and there, i.e. the Dragons game a few weeks ago, this year has just been exactly what Ricky's been looking for from this team. And no matter what, even when there was shit, they showed heart. And they definitely showed heart in that second half to bring themselves back into the game and essentially get this tied. Now, I don't think there was any controversial calls in this game because Penrith are involved. But the way I sum up this game, and this is Raiders, shout out to them. What a victory. Very impressed by them. And hopefully they can make a prelim, if not a grand final. And they should. But for Penrith's side, I want to say that 4.5 years worth of luck and shit that goes your way, the last 2 weeks have just come back to get you. And last week's one, it was a brilliant Harry Grant play, but the fact they were down there was off a Dylan Edwards error, and the reason they were there, in the first place was shit that just doesn't happen in the last 4 years. And it's just coming back now. And for people that, I want to say, like, anyone that backed Penrith, like myself, going into this game, I didn't essentially back them. I backed the best bet, but I thought they would win. You can't. All right, like I'm happy to say you guys are just on the wrong side. I'm on that boat too. But anyone that's defending them now, still thinking they can win a comp from here, you're actually just like delusional at this point. Like, let's just think of it as no team has ever won from 7th and 8th, and right now they are 7th. And you're not playing just fucking some scrubs at the moment. You're playing a Brisbane team who looks better without Reynolds, which you called out, and Mam. And, I mean, they've beat the fuck out of Knights, so we'll get to that. But and a Cronulla side who are awful in the finals, and a lot of people are going to say that, but the Cronulla side who is probably the healthiest and fittest in the competition that are in the finals right now. Everyone else has injuries or been battered and bruised outside of Raiders. So we'll have to see who the fuck these cunts play, because right now you probably have the toughest last 2 games playing the Bulldogs, Dragons and Dogs that are in that mix. Sharks play Tigers and fucking Dogs in the last game. They play Knights and Dogs. Brisbane play Cowboys, who are going to give up after today, and Melbourne. Dogs and Melbourne, in my book, they're happy to finish 2nd and 3rd. Like, we'll get to the review of the Dogs game. I don't think Dogs they can't leapfrog Melbourne, so they're locked into 3rd as much as this keeps going. And Melbourne probably in the same boat unless Raiders slip up against fucking some moron. So essentially, the top 4 is set in stone, and you guys are just not going to be in it. And maybe the extra point will help you, or you'll be 1 point behind and essentially come 7th because of that. It was a big swing game, and Raiders essentially locked up the minor premiership and sent Penrith out of the top 4, which is a double win for them, as they don't have to play in week 1 as well. So shout out to the Raiders, up the milk. I'll make sure to drink this litre of milk throughout the podcast, because I was wrong, and I didn't think this team had it in them to go through this. But this Penrith team, for anyone that's still backing them, I don't know why you are, because it's over at this point.
So are you officially putting a line through them, sir?
Oh, yeah, it's done.
Is that because of how they're playing, or because they're not going to be in the 4?
Because they're not going to be in the 4. And Penrith have already gone on a massive run. You mentioned a lot of times, 17th all the way to 5th or 4th at some point. You can't have extra games in the finals on top of that. And it's not the fact that Penrith can't do it. It's at that time, they're going to run out of steam. And if they're that good that they can go from that position and win 5 in a row, then sure. But they've already used a lot of their steam to this point, and the fact that they need to still keep going because they finish 6th or 7th or whatever they end up finishing is not good enough. If they had a one-off game to go beat Canberra and make a prelim, I think it's a very different scenario than, okay, we have to go to Brisbane and win, then we have to go to Bulldogs and win, and then we'll play a prelim against Melbourne. That's a whole different scenario. So I don't think they have that in them to win all those games in a row. Making the 4 was a completely different story, but I think it's ship sailed at this point.
What happened, Penrith?
Yeah, I was expecting.
What happened? 2 weeks in a row you had a double-digit victory against top 4 teams you couldn't win? I thought you cunts had the Iceman, and any time you got a golden point, it's over. But you cunts lost again, didn't you? But I thought you won 9 in a row. I thought you were gods. You're not gods this year, you shit cunts. In saying that, I do respect the dynasty that the Penrith Panthers ever had. It is the greatest run in rugby league history in my eyes. It's not fucking easy to make 5 straight grand finals, right? And in 2019, God knows where the fuck we were. We were not on this podcast, but these pricks have been in the grand final every year, and they deserve mad respect for that. But at some point, you're just not that fucking side anymore, right? And what really pissed me off was the fact that they closed $1.60 favourites against the ladder-leading 17-4 Canberra Raiders on a neutral fucking venue, which again implies that there would have been favourites in Canberra, which just is fucking beyond me. So let's actually look at how the game played out for a second. We said on the preview, well, you alluded to Penrith are going to score some garbage and they're going to stop Raiders from scoring garbage, which, check. Casey McLean, literally the worst try I've ever seen in my life in the 15th minute to open up the lead for these pricks. Raiders, the amount of ball they had in the opposition 10-metre line without scoring was... I wanted to strangle someone because I was seeing it unfold in fucking 0.5 speed that they can't score, even though they score against everyone. But you know what? Ricky's coaching this side, and you know what you're going to get out of them. They're going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. And even when fucking here comes Liam Martin to become the high jump champion of Australia, to score directly...
What a catch.
2 seconds before they scored, fucking before halftime, they're going to also do the double whammy where they end up leading by fucking more than a converted try when they have been playing like garbage the whole game because Raiders can't score anymore conveniently. Here comes Liam Martin, and I think 99% of Australia
thought it was over.
Was like, all right, what is it, 14 for Raiders, you can't just give up. Like, it's the same garbage. The up-and-comer just backs down to the reigning champion, and it's over, right? Xavier Savage goes off, and this kind of speaks to the depth of Canberra that, hilariously, a back-yourself favourite, Sasungi can come on and play left centre and actually play gun.
It was good.
Who, at nights, was not a gun whatsoever.
But that
allowed them to go put Seb Chris to the right wing, and they really didn't miss Savage at all once he actually went down. And honestly, I came on the preview and said Raiders are the one side that can bring the mongrel and actually make the Penrith forwards back down to them. And in my eyes, if it wasn't for lucky heart fucking bounce here and there of Penrith, in 80 minutes, essentially Penrith scored the one try that wasn't garbage. The Liam Martin one was just pointless chip that they would score against anyone for no reason. And the Casey McLean one was the worst try I've ever seen. And if Raiders ended up winning this through the garbage Hudson Young fourth quarter try that he always seems to score when it's a bottom four side, I would have been like, well, all right, Raiders are just winning off garbage. But what will get missed because of the theatrics of how this game ended. And what proves to me that Raiders are genuine premiership contenders. Under pressure, under siege, needing points, which teams really struggle with, a la Tigers today when the fucking game was actually down to the wire, they actually ran a proper fucking offense. They executed a great fucking play. Ethan Strange comes all the way from Ethiopia on the left side of the field. They run a block play, shapes out the back, and Weeks, we saw the whole night, these cunts could barely contain him whatsoever. And outside of just kicking to Hudson or offloading into an error, they actually forged some structure to bring one of their game-breaking players onto the right side, hit him with the fucking behind the block play, straight through them. They score. I'm thinking, here comes Fogarty's conversion, and the game will be over. This idiot misses it for no reason. Sure. Now, one player that does need a calling out, not to the extent of Penrith fans who will forget that he has delivered 4 premiership for you cunts. What a short memory you pricks have. Dylan Edwards might have cost them 2 wins.
Yeah.
If this cunt could hold on to the ball, they might have an 11-game win streak right now. And honestly, it felt like deja vu. The way he was like multiple errors in the last 10 to 15 minutes of this game to just donate Canberra possession. Just uncharacteristic shit as well. I know it didn't cost them the game because they ended up missing the field goal after it, but when in the fuck, in this 5-year rampage that Penrith have been on, would you see these pricks offside off the fucking kickoff?
Yeah.
That's some shit you'd see out of Brisbane where they're just asleep at the wheel. But Penrith dished it. I was like, wait, what the hell? And here come Raiders. They missed the conversion that they should have made. They missed 2 field goals that they probably should have made. And I was like, fuck's sake, we're going to Golden Point. Cleary will probably ice it up like he always does. And in fairness to Cleary, I mean, fuck me, that was a great strike, right? 5 centimetres to the left and he would win them the game at Golden Point. And I would come here with egg on my face like, fuck, they did it again. But like you said, Chris, the luck might be running out for this team after 5 years of garbage going their way, including an intercept in a grand final that probably won them their second premiership. And the ability of Raiders to just generate points from anywhere in the field. Like, if that's Dragons, if that's Tigers, if that's any of these other sides, they would probably get tackled on the 40-metre line. But as soon as Ricky's son catches it and gives it to Ethan Strange, and you see the Bugatti lining up next to him in the right lane, and I was like, well, there's no one on Penrith that can catch them, technically. Edwards misses the tackle that normally he would make against Strange.
Cleary missed the tackle, sorry. Don't give him
Cleary looked like fucking Ezra in the grand final. Bah! Big left foot step. Fed from Ethan Strange. Here come the Raiders. Weeks under the post, and they win the NBA championship. So in my eyes, this game proved that Canberra, if anyone wasn't buying in on the Raiders so far, I was a bit late to the party. I'm not going to say I fucking predicted this in preseason because no one did. Anyone that had Raiders above 8th, wake up to yourself. You didn't. But
no, they love them.
From this point, their resume is 2 wins against the Warriors, both when they were actually good. A win against Melbourne, essentially full strength. A win against a full strength Penrith. A loss to the Dogs where they led 24-0. And
we'll get to them.
I'm really not sure what more they could do to win you over if this game wasn't the case of it. Penrith don't lose these type of games where they lead by double digits. Their record is probably 500-0. But the Raiders, 1, didn't back down to them. 2, possessed the ability to actually score against them and apply enough pressure to them where Edwards would make errors. They're kicking from their own fucking 20-meter line as opposed to them kicking from their 20-meter like every other game. And in the end, the Canberra Raiders showed that they are the real deal of this competition, and the Penrith Panthers, big slide all the way into 7th position, and the going is going to get really tough here with another tough game on the horizon, taking on the Bullfrogs, which actually might not be that tough after all.
No,
Let's get into them on Friday night.
Has to be.
The Bullfrogs cover the 6.5 for us, but they lose yet again. They lose in Melbourne. What was the full-time score, Chris?
20-14.
20-14 in a Nundas-a-thon where the Melbourne Storm improved their winning streak without Hughes to now beating Roosters, Brisbane, Penrith, and the Bullfrogs. What a run they have been on. We'll get to the Storm first, but I know you have a few thoughts for the Bulldogs, Chris, before we do that. Shout out to you, Matthew, Chris Carius, Tim, all the other gentlemen in the kennel who seemed somewhat optimistic after this result. If Crichton regrips it, who knows what would happen in Golden Point. Do you see it the same way as them, Chrissy?
You guys fucking on drugs. You've lost 3 straight games. Wake up. When Warriors lost 3 straight, everyone was fucking on their horse. Oh, we're off them. They're fucking done. Now Dogs lost 3 straight. You cunts are going to win the comp. You're lucky to not lose 4.
But it was a moral victory, sir.
For what? Unders? That they're able to defend? Is that what moral victory is?
Yeah.
No.
Well, if you regripped it, they would have won.
Listen, your team sucks. Let's just say it the way it is. I'll tell you, you guys... This is the first time me saying this, which is surprising. You're worse than Sharks. At least Sharks would win regular season games. You cunts can't even do that. I mean, you see the top 8 and it's not doing this shit. Why did you lose? Who did you even lose to? What, did Munster even play that good outside his 40-20? What did he do? I mean... Harry Grant literally got sin bin for nothing, by the way. Don't get me twisted on that. I don't care what Dogs fan says what. He literally didn't do shit. And the fact he got 2 weeks for that is ridiculous. He's just trying to nerf this team. Now, you may have lost to 6 to a team without Hughes, Nelson, Warbrick, and Howarth. But to add insult to injury is you guys actually should have lost by more to this team, Melbourne team. And what's incredible is no one's going to back me on that. Maybe you will. I don't know. But they actually should have lost by more than 6 points. We got lucky to cover 6. And that is just a testament to how much you cunts have fallen. And again, the middle of that second half, or the middle of the first half, sorry, towards the end of it, you cunts are just losing the forwards. Like, Harry Hayes comes on, and Preston's the only sign of life, the New South Wales fucking second row of the decade, captain. The rest of you cunts are just fucking laying in the middle of the field. You might as well. It's like watching Cowboys when they're trying to defend in the middle of the park. I'm like, who the fuck are you losing the forwards to? Liero's off. Nelson's not there. You're literally losing the forwards to Tui, who can't fucking hold the ball for more than 1 second, and McDonald. I mean, what the fuck's going on? You cunts' strength is the forwards, and it didn't look like it. And this is the best dog side you're going to have? You went to Melbourne and lost to a team without Hughes? I don't know. I struck a line through them last week. They're literally guaranteed to go to Raiders at this point. Like, they're going to lose week 1. They're going to have to go beat someone, but maybe, and then go play Raiders and then go play Melbourne again in the grand final. It's almost guaranteed because at this point, the way they're playing like, I genuinely believe they're playing worse than Para. And Para's 13th.
You struck a line through them last week?
Oh, yeah. And the line is bold red.
Chuck me the pen.
Yeah.
See you, Dogs. Gone. You had a good run while it lasted. I mean, fuck me, boys. I would say there's no moral victories, but on this podcast, there actually is moral victories because we don't just go off the results, we go off what happens in the games, and what happens in the games matters a lot. And it pains me to say this because I like the Bulldogs fans more than you do anyway, but you can't say fucking delusional. 6-point loss, you're taking a moral victory. You guys were awful again. You actually genuinely should have easily lost by 16.
Yep.
If Melbourne tried from how long? Okay, how long did they try?
20 minutes.
4 minutes.
4?
They didn't try. Harry Grant legit got fucking sin bin. He didn't even do anything. He didn't even give a fuck. He went off and they actually won the sin bin period.
Buster kicked 140-20 and Pappy scored one. So fucking... what's his name?
Oh my goodness. Bulldogs. Boys. I look at it this way. If you're not going to beat Melbourne in the game that played on Friday, when are you pricks going to beat them?
In the finals, bro. They've improved.
Come on.
Hughes is going to come
No Hughes, no Nelson, no Howarth, no Warbrick, who will all be there conveniently if you pricks go there again. You get Harry Grant sin binned. The possession goes in your favour. Some of the horseshit calls that you got was unbelievable. I think of the Grant Anderson slap, the sin bin in it of itself. Melbourne actually didn't get a lot of calls that they probably should have gotten.
The late shot on Galvin.
Which wasn't even late. Okay, sure. Constantly invitation. Here's our 20-metre line. What can you guys do? Really not much.
They can't score.
You guys are back to not scoring again. It's like Dean Pay's the head coach. It's actually tough to watch. And I will say this more in the preview when I do my shout-out segment, but it seems as if Bulldogs have a new fullback. Because he's not there right centre half the time. Allah, when Harry Hayes went through the Red Sea, there's no fucking players there. Can you support Johnny?
He's old mate in the helmet.
Bitcoin. You weren't spending your energy kicking goals because you couldn't kick one to save your life.
Bitcoin's gone down, that's why.
Piss me
off. The
value's
gone down.
And honestly, Dogs fans, I pride myself on analysing every... You guys are just not that good. It's unfortunate. You had a good run. Really, you were fantastic, playing great footy to start the year, but you guys are just not that good. And people will say that, oh, bruh, but we almost scored. Carraz almost scored. We dropped it. Harry Hayes almost scored. He dropped it. Yeah, you're playing a good team. Teams like Melbourne, they held Brisbane to fucking 2, Penrith to 2 tries. They don't concede fucking garbage for no reason. Sure, they let Hayes through, but this is what you could come to expect in the finals, right? You're not playing fucking Titans that you just walk through and there's no players there. This is what you should be expecting when you go to Melbourne, when you go to Raiders, when you go to Penrith.
It's not just that. They let him through, right? If Melbourne had 10% more ball, they would have scored 30 at least.
Yeah, I know.
Not
even the fact that you guys can't score anymore, which we'll get to that, but I mean, you guys had 37 tackles in the opposition, 20 to Melbourne's 14, and it's 3 tries all. Could you imagine if the stats were inversed and Harry and fucking Hughes was playing? Genuinely, if Melbourne was full strength and Dogs were going there getting 12 and a half, I wouldn't take Dogs. I wouldn't take Dogs.
They can't score.
They just nowhere near where they need to be to compete with these top sides. Underowned right now, and I know you guys beat them, but that was a different point of the season. If you go to Canberra, you will die. If you go to Melbourne, you will die. Maybe you'll beat Penrith because they're on a big of a slide as you guys, but at least Penrith are playing good footy, right? You blink and Penrith easily could have won these 2 golden point games and they'd be on an 11-game win streak. They'd go win the 50th premiership, sure. But you guys, a 2-point win to Dragons, 4 to Cowboys, 4 to the morons before that, I forget who. You pumped Manly and Waz. Probably you've matched up with them at 2 of the worst points of their season. And you got destroyed by Tigers. And who else pumped them the other week? Roosters, which the worst thing that could happen for you guys was what happened on Saturday night, because that just reinforces to me that you guys let Roosters do that to you and they literally can't even fucking score against Para, and you're supposed to be the number 1 defense, which I proclaimed you guys to be weeks ago. Not good enough. The chemistry in attack is just non-existent. I don't know if that's because Galvin and your mate fucking Hayward are starting. Hayward actually scored, so...
He didn't score. I forgot about it. He didn't even ground it.
We couldn't even see the ball on the line. Anyway, let's give you that one. Galvin looked awful for 70 minutes. He was really bad.
No, I'm not.
When Marnie came on, he had a good little run at the last 10 minutes, but he was atrocious. Defensively as well, just let Pappy through. He actually pushed Pappy into the try line, which was a first for me. But Dogs fans, don't fucking get it twisted. You guys, all the possession, majority of the calls, all the opportunities, and pulled up fucking just... Not playing good enough footy to compete with the top sides is my takeaway from this one.
Outside of Waz, they're playing the worst in the 8 right now. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Roosters may have their bleep, but Roosters just beat the fuck out of this team. And
right now, Brisbane would
pump them. Sharks would pump them. Sharks would beat them. The way they're playing, Sharks would beat them.
I still can't look at Sharks.
I know you can't, but they would. They're playing better than Dogs. Only Warriors. And that Warriors have 10 times more. You guys don't even have a player out. Everyone played.
Yep.
There's not one player that's not there. What, Sexton? Go put... You know what, Dogs fans? I actually dare you cunts. Serraldo, if you watch the podcast, so do you guys. Put him back in. Put him back in. Go on. I mean, if Galvin's a problem, put Sexton back in. You have him for the rest of the year. Go on. I mean, what's the difference? Guns are fucked anyway. You're going to score, in my opinion, all right, maybe you'll score 20 with Sexton. Maybe you'll score 22. I don't think you will because I think Galvin's the better player. Who cares? Melbourne's going to score 30 on you cunts come finals. At least. Like, I think they're gone. Absolutely gone.
I think they're gone as well. Not because of the losing. It's not that you guys lost, it's how you lost. The Roosters game, alarm bells. This one, the scoreboard doesn't suggest alarm bells, but
should be.
The way the game played out to me suggests alarm bells. On the other side, just...
They don't even care.
Just give it to them. We really don't need to play a final series. Who in God's name is going to go there and win?
Well, okay. We spoke about the milk, right?
Oh, the Milk are the second best team in the country.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
What would happen? Hypothetically, that should be the grand final. Raiders and Melbourne. Melbourne win third place. I'd
give Raiders a jab because I know their forwards can pump the Melbourne ones.
Yeah, I know they can. Yes, agreed.
But this Melbourne team, fuck me. Like the Cods try when they were down a man. It's fucking concerning when you play them. And I think Harry Grant was not in this form last year. Munster, after his double hip reconstruction, looks
so much better.
Much more lively than he did last season. Pappy, when he's there, is just... I mean, you saw it on the try where he beats Galvos. Just lightning quick.
He looks healthy as well.
Even saved the Carras try, which, like... Carras probably scores that on 9 out of 10 other teams. It's just... They're just too good. And I don't mind that they beat Dogs, but the way the game played out, like... That convinced me that in a finals game, Melbourne are not going to get sin binned and fucking give you guys 100 calls and all this garbage. The possession will be more even, and in the case that it is, I don't think Dogs have another shot in them. Like, that's the best that they could offer, in my opinion.
That's bad.
I knew that, like, I came on and said they played garbage against Roosters. I know they can be much better. I'm not sure they could be any better than they were. I know Melbourne could be 10 times better. You can't still lost. Not looking good, Boris. Not looking good.
Yeah, it's the same. Melbourne just win by 2 every game.
Yeah,
they don't
give a shit, yeah. So, anyway, moving on to Dali's 350th at Brookvale, where you apologise for the Raiders one. I will return the apology to you, Chris. My rampage run against Manly comes to an end at the hands of 58-30 was your full-time score. And I believe this was actually a massive L for the NRL because there's no match...
This was the worst game of
There's no match in a professional first-grade fucking sport that should end with 88 points scored in it. Come on, boys. Come on.
Well, Manly conceded 30 and won the game. Look.
Dolphins scored 30 and lost by 30.
No. I want to amplify this game when the fucking dumbass team plays at 7:30 and they lost. Because right now, if I were a bookie, Dolphins would be my favourite to make the 8 and fill the last spot.
After conceding 60.
Which is sick in the mind.
Yeah.
But if you look at their schedule, they're the most likely. And they lost by 60. They still have the point differential over Roosters. And Roosters Roosters won a swing game that literally goes up and down by 100 points, and they're still lower than them. So let's get on to this game, and then we'll get on to the future prospects of these 3 teams. These 2 teams are a fucking disgrace to defense. Yep. Literally.
Yep.
Defense is out the window. And literally it was the team that just had more possession, was able to score more tries, and that's it. Now, underrated take, and I don't think anyone's going to back me. Except me, which I don't give a fuck about, all you cunts. Turbo looks healthy.
Okay.
Strange. I mean, I know he was in fullback, he was at centre, and he was playing injured at centre. I think we both can agree with that.
He was, yeah. He was a shell of himself.
But at fullback, this guy is supporting. This guy's creating tries. This guy's fucking pinging the ball at Lehigh every 2 seconds. I mean, I know he played Dolphins, and I get it. Like, Dolphins are fucking the worst defense I've ever seen in my entire life.
Same.
And I'm not going to say, oh, bro, the Turbo's like back to his best and this is 2021. But playing like this is not what we saw in the past where he literally is a liability on the field. He's playing like out of his skin. And I think he had 2 tries, 3 try assists, 150 meters. Like, I mean, they had this the whole year that easily make the 8. And this is what Manly I thought we would get. Defensively, both teams have plenty of excuses, and that's why I understand your take. They've conceded 88 points, but they have so many excuses, both teams. The forward packs of both sides are New South Wales Cup grade, literally. I mean, Dolphins have nothing. From Plath, Saifidi, Gilbert. On the Manly side, no Trebojevic, no Paseka, no Hamoli, no it's New South Wales Cup level. So am I going to say, they, show more heart? Of course. These two teams, until this Saturday night game that happened, they literally thought they were done. And now these kinds of fucking airlifted them a fucking med kit, basically, because here you go. Here's your opportunity to make the 8. And they know right now, us recording this, but Manly and Dolphins camps both know, we actually have a chance at this. And they are awful sides. But they've got a chance. And all the hands of one team, which we'll get to them. But truly, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to be back and forth. Manly, like I said in the preview, at some point you have to buy back. And when I saw Nikorima out, and I literally saw the price at $1.95 for Manly, yeah. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah.
Because why? I mean, I get it. They've been awful, but at home in Cherry Evans' 350th, which they actually won one in the milestone game, which is a first for this fucking league. They had to win. Unfortunately, Cherry Evans doesn't get a try, which was everyone else fucking scored. But it was good to see Manly win and really hit the offensive traps. Dolphins, you can't say undone. You guys, both teams have so many injuries, and it literally will be a fluke. And if you can't make the 8 over Roosters, who are full strength at this point, but right now, both teams have still a chance. Dolphins wish they fucking won this game because they watched Roosters lose, and they have Titans and Raiders left. But it is what it is. You're both still within a chance by some miracle, but fuck me, there was a no defense whatsoever for both teams.
I think there was 4 tackles made in the match in 80 minutes. The way I was watching it, I mean, God. And I will apologize, I guess, but should I really apologize?
No, Manly were awful.
Manly were just as fucking awful, but
they just had the ball.
They did have more ticker than the Dolphins. They had a little bit more resolve. Us knowing that it was going to be a shootout-a-thon, I need Nikorima in there.
Yeah.
I know no one gives a fuck about him, but Dolphins scored in the first and last minute, and in between that, probably didn't score for 50 minutes of the game. And the way we've been seeing from these morons, when Nikorima and Katoa and Hammer and Fuller are all there, they don't go 50 minutes without a try. They would have scored some garbage on Manly at some point. In saying that, Manly were down 12-6 at some point, conceding the Jeremy Marshmallow try under the post.
That's a curse for Dolphins, bro.
Yeah, you stop scoring, can't pass it next time.
Yeah.
And at this point, I was like, well, Dolphins are not home because these cunts concede thin air tries, so there's nothing fucking guaranteed at this point. But I guess shout out to Manly because at 4 Pines, 3 p.m, they had a bit more to play for. Cherry was 350th, but I'm still not impressed with them as a side. To me,
no one's impressed by
this
them.
is in the last 3 games. Guess how many points on average Dolphins are conceding?
45.
54 points a match for 3 weeks in a row.
They should have conceded more in this game.
3. 54. I know your forwards are out, boys, but come on. What the hell?
Yeah, that's awful.
Just not even tackling. I know you've had a tumultuous year. It's been very up and down. You have no players. I'm fine with 40. 54 around?
Fuck.
Jesus, boys. I think they're just... And you're, saying that their draw is favourable to them and stuff, which I agree with you, it is. No, if this was earlier in the year where they were playing good footy, they're in. Roosters, they'll fuck it up one more time. Don't worry about them. But Dolphins, I feel like halfway through Reece Walsh tearing their fucking ass last round, they mentally checked out of the year.
Look, we'll argue this in the preview as well, but they literally can go out there and play like this twice in a row, and they'll probably get 2 wins because of the opposition they're going to play.
I'm not... With that effort on Saturday, I don't think they will beat fucking anyone.
No, well, look, Nikorima will play. This is going to be literally the same team plus Nikorima. They're going to dismantle Titans.
Chris, they're conceding 54 again.
Yeah, and they'll score 54 past Titans. Did you watch them play?
Yeah, I would have Titans' favourite right now. This Dolphins team is completely checked out of the year.
No way.
Because I know if they tried, they actually could have won on Saturday. And no one will back me. And
They could
yes,
have.
situationally, the spot was wrong, and I agree. Like, in hindsight, it was the wrong side. I'm not defending it, but for the effort they dished out, that was one of the worst effort performances I've ever seen in my life. That was... You got to think, Manly came into this scoring 1 try a week for a month, and you cunts gave them 60. Yeah. Fuck me, boys.
Well...
Fuck me. On the Manly side, Daly, thank you for your service. 350 games, you are an all-time great. Probably a top 5 half of my lifetime. Yeah, lower down, obviously. There's a few better players than you. But I really wish that you really did finish your career in the same jersey. If I have to see you run out there for Roosters next year...
Well, he might. I mean, they don't know.
That's like seeing Brady run out at Tampa Bay. Except Brady was actually still good. This cunt's... He'll be okay, but...
I mean, he might not. He might not. Like, there is reports he's thinking about retirement as well.
I think it's... I would be much happier to see him not play. Considering... All right, if you don't want to play for Manly, don't run out there in a Rooster shirt for 1 year. Then just ruins your own like legacy at the club, you know? 350 for one team, that's very special. Yeah. Your turbo take is... It's low-key on. I don't know when this cunt healed, but maybe Dolphins provide healing to the world.
He looked better. And Seabold, like, we often call him out, but credit to him, he actually knew that this cunt's healthy. All right, I'm going to put him back to fullback. And he's looked much better. And Manly next week... next week's game is an old-timer for me because I tipped Dragons this last year, and this time it's Pick'em, so...
Yeah, wow.
Fucking hell. I mean, what are we supposed to do at this game?
Anyway, moving on to the Waz. Shout out to Mudgees. What a victory for the Waz. Love seeing that, boys. Back in the top 4 where you belong.
You can't lose the Titans.
Putting a dagger into the eye socket of Titans, who actually, while you're putting the dagger in, they took it off you and put it into their own eye. Yeah. That's how bad these cunts were. Chris, you called for the extinguishment of the club last round. Do you feel any different about it 1 week later?
It's worse. I mean... All right, shout out to the Warriors for their win. They did the right thing to beat Titans. Do nothing dumb and Titans will do it to themselves. That's my MO of beating Titans. And literally, there were moments in that game and the commentators, I hope the New Zealand viewers actually, I know probably you have different commentators. Maybe you have the same, I don't know, I've never been to New Zealand, but shout out to you guys.
They have their own set.
The commentators were sitting there like literally impatient with Warriors. And I was like, this is exactly how I want them to play against Titans. And I get why they want Warriors to be the flashy team and start throwing the foot. It's just not them, right? And they might have been them with Metcalf, but right now they're just not that. The best way to beat Titans is let them beat themselves. And literally, Warriors were just like, all right, 5 tackles, 60 meters, kick to the corner. 5 tackles, 60 meters, go to the corner. Do that 10 times. Titans drop it once. Warriors score. Game. Like... That's all it was. That's literally all they did. And what's incredible is people wanted them to just fucking go on with the job. This is a top 4 team. What the fuck? Like, this is not a top 4 team, one. Even if they make it, they're going to make it off because they had so much of a lead and these fucking morons behind them can't catch them more than anything. I'm talking to you, Penrith. And 2, like, even if they were a top 4 team, they just play differently. They play like Penrith, essentially. They beat the fuck, they strangle the team and beat them. So I don't know why the commentators were so against them. I get it because Titans can score points, but this iteration of Titans, I actually think they played worse this week than last week. To the point that last week, like, they just didn't try and they played a team that just fucking put them away. If they played like this last week, Sharks would have scored 70 plus. Yeah. I mean, these guys are just like, nothing. And
they're unbelievable.
Look, their lucky Knights are like playing with no players and they're playing even worse because this team truly should already be last, but they're still within a chance. I don't think they are. I think they'll lose the last 2 as well and fucking call it a season because fuck me, they're awful. And I just think this club needs to disband. There's really nothing that's changed. Warriors, you cunts are almost there. There is one bogey game in there, which... It will depend on next week's results if it is going to be a bogey game going to Manly in that last round. But next week, you're not playing an easy team, even though everyone thought they were easy this week. You're not playing an easy team, but you should be able to beat Parramatta. Because what the fuck are Parramatta? Why would they try? So hypothetically, you don't lose any, you make the top 4, and that's exactly what you need.
Third time's a charm against Raiders, huh?
Well, the only problem will be, do you really, like... Would you rather the rest is my thing. But we have to discuss that later down the line. I know one team is definitely begging for a rest, which is in the top 4 right now. Not Melbourne, and it's not Raiders. But you don't know. We'll have to just see how it goes, because you guys can take the rest, but then have to go the long way around. Or you don't take the rest and likely get fucking killed by Raiders. So I don't know which one you want.
I personally would rather a shot at Raiders.
Look, you get a shot and then you can get a prelim. Fuck it. I agree.
If worst case scenario is a home final in week 2, I'll take that. Fuck it.
Yeah. That's it. Good job, Warriors.
Shout out to the Wars. Mad respect. Good win, boys. This is a side that's caused you problems in the last 3 years. I want to say, as awful as they have been, they have had your number, and they did not have your number. They didn't have much of anything.
They didn't have anything today.
And
they would have lost the Knights.
This is my takeaways from this. I'm going to start on the Titans side of things. You know how we sit here, we hypothesize, Tino's back, they're going to lose. Tino's back, they're not going to cover. And we are accurate in what we're saying, because the numbers, people lie, numbers don't lie. These cunts lose every game with
every game with this cunt.
But the why of it, we haven't been able to answer.
Have you figured it out?
And I am none the wiser after the weekend.
Oh, okay.
Because it'd be one thing if Tino was a big name, like Hines when he was really lacking confidence. That big name that plays garbage every week. How did this game start, Chris?
They dropped the ball straight away because Tino took a shot.
James Fisher-Harris is a 4-time premiership winner and could probably captain New Zealand. He takes a hit up at Tino and gets just fucking pumped by Tino. And who scores 2 minutes later?
Warriors.
No.
Oh, Titans, yeah.
Which Titans player scored 2 minutes? Tino. So you cunts literally were donated a 6-point head start through the hands of one man.
And then they gave up anyway.
And from that point, for the next 68 minutes, the scoreboard reads 32-0 for you pricks.
Listen.
32-0 to a Warriors team that couldn't even score for the last 3 months.
I don't think this team can be less than 10.5 against anyone.
In my opinion, they deserve the wooden spoon, but Knights are in the equation. So, assuming they get the wooden spoon, which I actually think they won't get it.
I think they will.
They are the most despicable wooden spoon side I've ever seen in my life. Ever.
Or not wooden spoons.
In 20 years of watching NRL, I've watched Knights get 3 wooden spoons. They were running out 18-year-olds. I watched Tigers get 3 wooden spoons. Fuck me, some of the players they were running out were god-awful. I saw Para get a few in a row. They were despicable. I saw Bulldogs with fucking Serraldo in his first year literally go out and concede 750 in one season, which is something but new to me. Dolphins might catch them. But I've never seen a team this talented play this garbage week in, week out. And if it wasn't for Knights, they would have 2 less wins. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Knights gave these pricks 2 wins.
And Warriors gave them 1.
And Roosters gave them 1.
Warriors.
Which is fine, right? Beating Roosters, beating Warriors. Shout out to you guys, I guess. But Knights, that says a lot about you, which we'll get to you. But in my eyes, there's nothing... Okay, sure, I'm the guy that talks about what happened in the game.
There's nothing...
Can you guys catch the ball?
No, they can't.
Seriously, your outside backs are actually pretty good. 3 of the Warriors tries was just direct 10-meter knock on. No, it wasn't Matt Burton putting these ones up. It was just end over end, and Sami drops it into a try.
Yeah, the other winger
they literally just self-imploded for no reason.
You know, there was one that Sami dropped. There was I remember this. He was like, "Fuck, I dropped it." He literally got tackled in the air.
Yeah, I know.
He looks at Tino and he goes, "Nah, I'm not going to challenge it."
Yeah, I know. Why? What, you fucking relying on your goal line D? I think that was the Roger try where Sami himself comes in off the wing for no reason.
I'd also think for Titans, I don't know if Des has told you cunts, can you cunts stop kicking longer dropouts? You literally last.
Yeah,
1.
I know, yeah.
2, you cunts can't defend anyway.
And the tough watch was truly, outside of Tino's crash play and then garbage time,
they can't score.
They couldn't even score. You couldn't even score against Souths. You couldn't really score against Sharks. This team is an absolute...
I want to also call out the only reason... also the reason they didn't score was actually Jaden Campbell was in the pocket of Chanel. He was fantastic
he was
defensively.
Awesome, the lockdown defender that he is. On the Warrior side of things... Fuck yeah, boys.
1 more.
Much better.
2 more.
Much better footy from you boys. Even in the win last week, we called you out and you said you played garbage. This week was much better. With the ball in hand... You executed much better than you had been. The spine, after getting some games together, seemed to be playing better.
Leave tomorrow.
Obviously, we give a lot of shit to Nickel Clockstad and Tanner Boyd. I thought they actually both played quite decent. Egan stepped up. I thought Harris Tavita stepped up a lot, who had been a bit absent in the last month. Roger on the wing, fuck me, he's aged like wine. He was awesome as well. And they're starting to get a bit healthier. Capewell was awful, but that's all right. We still like him. Fisher Harris, again, doesn't look like he fucking used to in a Penrith jersey, but that's all right. You get the job done. 32 points on the trot to make it 32-6, and this end scoreline really could have been even more.
It should have been more.
So that was a big win that you needed, particularly after Penrith dropped their game. Friday night, the Warriors must have been at home fucking doing cartwheels. No wonder they went out there and raped Titans. Dogs and them both losing was really setting you guys up for success. Now you get the luxury of going back home and playing a Para team that I can hear them still clubbing right now. There's no reason for you guys to lose that game. We'll get to that in the preview. But
it's the last one.
Your fate and your destiny lies in your own hands, and that's what you want to be happening 2 weeks out from the finals. Shout out to the Waz, up the Waz.
Up the Waz.
Good wins, boys. Moving on to the scene of the crime at Bankwest Stadium, where the Sydney Roosters parked the car, the limousines that they arrived in, shout out to Uncle Nick, and walked onto this fucking pitch of Bankwest, picked the grass up and threw it and said, the air's going that way, we'll kick to Nuangani to Arce, and we'll probably win at $1.30 favourites. We'll just give it to Walker. But oh no, Walker goes down. And here comes Adokar the other way to go up 10-0. And it's over, baby. The Parramatta Eels hit for my boy. Upset alert in the fucking building, 6 out of 7. You are the Messiah, mate. When they look up upset alert in the dictionary, your face comes up. How did you do this one, mate? Because no one saw it coming.
Well, it's Roosters being Roosters. I think a lot of people didn't see this coming in particular because they thought Roosters had changed for the better. And
I thought they were new.
And look, realistically, even if I lost this game, I would just come and say, all right, Roosters are different this year, and I'll just backtrack on what I've ever said. But what's incredible is I find a way to still be right. And I actually don't know how long this is going to last with Roosters because I've got to enjoy every moment. For everyone that's like, Rock Infringement Podcast, you cunts are the biggest pussies. Let's just start with that. For cunts that go out and say, why do you cunts scream at Roosters? I've got to enjoy my moment too, you pricks. How many times are these cunts going to pull this off? I mean, look, maybe my lifetime, they can't just keep continuing. Trey Robinson's not going to be the coach forever to have these morons go out there and make 22 errors against Para. I mean, look, Roosters, in my opinion, it's incredible how easy it is for me to predict their games. You know, I said this 2 weeks ago, they're going to lose this game.
I know you did.
For no reason.
Yep.
For no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tupou's out. Okay. Walker goes down HIA.
Poor Roosters.
Look, poor Roosters. Let's hashtag that. Yes, Walker went down. Let me just set this straight. And no one in the comments is going to agree, but I don't give a fuck. If he played or not, you cunts are going to lose. Because Para actually came out and showed a resemblance of a team. And they actually did this last week as well, but it's often this happens.
Wow, 22 errors.
It's often this happens is when a team then names their actual like proper team. When Alangi came in last week, it's kind of like, oh, did you have to fucking push him out there? And that's why they lost to South. But when they actually name 1 to 17 properly and they say, and Para 1 to 17, you're like, oh, okay, all right, this kind of going to fucking show up. And they often do. And 10 points was one too many. Did I think they would go out and win by 20? No. I actually thought it would be close, nip and tuck, and Roosters would lose by 2, like a normal Roosters performance. But this time was just even better than that. I mean, Moses pulling the strings from everywhere. He was fantastic. And for Para themselves, I think CommBank, there's still a party going on because the fact they beat Roosters is not just one thing, is that this team has showed like a lot of life the last couple of weeks. And yes, they lost to South last week in a game that they should have scored a lot more points, like we mentioned last week. But the last 2 months, if not more, Parramatta has been, if not, they've been a top 8 team at this point. And the way Dogs and Warriors are playing, if they had to play again tomorrow, I'm taking the team with Moses because these guys are playing out of their mind at the moment. The forwards all backing up for each other. They really don't have many big names like they've done in the past, but fuck me, they're playing some good footy. But now, it's time to explain Roosters and what they've done.
This is what the people are here for, mate.
All right. So Roosters, with this L, Cunts are still 2 points in front of Dolphins and Manly. But that's not going to last long, is it? Because you play Melbourne next week, which won't get much into the preview, but you guys also will not have Walker after the HIA, but obviously Grant is out for 2 matches with his early plea of garbage in fucking Friday's match.
You got 2 games for that?
Yeah. He got 3, actually. You have to take the early plea to make it 2. Melbourne, there is realistically no reason for them to try. But hypothetically, they could lose that.
They're 7-point underdogs.
The last one, they're 7-point underdogs. The last one, you cunts will be favourite. But I know the other team is going to try. Because when they come back from Bali, they're going to be freshly tanned and ready for action to dismantle Roosters. While your dumb fuck other teams, and this is what is literally the pinnacle for Roosters and Robinson himself. I would fire Robinson on the spot if he lets Manly or Dolphins into our top 8. We know these cunts suck. We know these cunts can't defend. We saw that earlier in the day. And right now, like I mentioned before, Dolphins would be my favourite to make the top 8 as of this moment because of who they play. And you might say they play Raiders. Oh, they play Raiders in the last round. What are Raiders going to do in the last round, huh? What do you guys think? I wonder who's going to play. They're going to put fucking Chevy Stewart at fullback and me at half. And fucking, who knows, Sanders and co. They're not going to try. Who gives a fuck?
I think Hughes is out in the Brisbane game, isn't he?
Hughes is set to come back.
He's set to come back, I believe, in week 1 of the finals.
Yeah, but he'll play the Brisbane game. I actually have a weird feeling, and this is no source. I actually think he's going to be named this week for no reason.
Nah, no way.
I actually think...
I bet my life savings, no way.
Not
from a dislocated shoulder.
No. I think he'll play, and they'll literally give up against Brisbane.
It's too early. He can't. He physically can't run out there. Grant's suspended.
They have nothing.
In the final round. Hughes won't play.
No.
Brisbane will be playing for top 4 by then. Granted, they rape fucking Cowboys next week, which apparently is hard to do.
Yeah, Brisbane will try.
So, I actually believe Raiders and Melbourne will both give up.
Yeah, they will.
Melbourne will be like, all right, take your minor premiership.
The top 3 are all going to give up.
Yeah.
Dogs will give up as well.
Yeah.
Because they need a bye.
So, can Dolphins beat Titans and then beat the sour milk on the final round? It's possible.
And I've got this for you as well. We've been calling it for weeks, and it actually hasn't happened for weeks. Where do you think they play the last round?
Who?
Dolphins.
Yeah, at Redcliffe. Why the fuck would Raiders go there and try?
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah. Okay. Continue with your hypothesis.
My hypothesis. And then, this is the Dolphins front, who are my favourites. The second favourite is fucking the dumbass Manly Seagulls, which right now have to go to Dragons, which is a little bit tougher than what Dolphins have, but then come home and play a Waz team. They're both winnable games. And what is pinnacle for Roosters is that they have to win both. There's no option for them to lose one. Because if they do, they will lose on point difference to Dolphins. Because even beating them by 60 wasn't enough. And on top of that, if you don't win one of the games, your point difference goes down. And likely Dolphins' point difference next week, because they play the fucking Titans, is going to go up anyway. And Manly are not that far behind either. So, literally, you cunts are this close, in my opinion, to fucking it up. It literally comes down to this Melbourne game. And I actually think they're going to throw... Melbourne, for no reason, is going to play as great, like the best game you're going to see. And let's see if these cunts are better, like got them on the other side. Because Bellamy knows the week after, they're going to give up to Brisbane. They're not going to try against them. So, especially in Suncorp, it like perfectly fits to them. So I think single-handedly, Parramatta and your dumbass team, Roosters, have fucked up their own top 8. And in my opinion, it's not the fact that Roosters were supposed to make the 8 and this year was their year. It's the fact that in 3 matches, to lose this Para match is honestly a fireable offence.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's not that you cunts lost. It's literally because you're going to let Dolphins or Manly make the 8 where we just watched how they played. And you beat the fuck out of both of them as well.
Yeah.
And you cunts are still not going to make it because your own
stupidity. That would actually be the
stupidity.
funniest narrative of all time. If Roosters perceived end both of their seasons and then end up giving one of them a fucking spot in the finals anyway.
Because they lose to Tigers and Para and who else have they lost to this year? That's dumb.
Yeah.
Titans.
Yeah.
The Titans have 5 wins, one of them conveniently against Roosters.
This was really bad performance, boys. 22 errors.
It's Roosters.
Para had 1 line break in 80 minutes and 30 points to show for it. Fuck me, boys. What are you doing? If there was ever a script for a fucking Roosters choke job, this was it.
Yeah.
Drop a ball in the 10th minute and give fucking Hopgood so he can pass to his boy and score under the post. You just gave away 6 points. Your best player. And it's actually... Sam Walker's approaching the point of being the most valuable player for a team in the sport.
Yeah.
These cunts, they just capitulate when he's not there. And their fucking rampaging run that they have recently gone on coincides with this guy being there with Tupou. Without these two, they just All right, if Nwanga Nitawase can take 7 players into the touchline and do a flick pass, yeah, we'll score. Outside of that, we have nothing to show for 80 minutes of 22 errors. I don't know how they fucked it up so bad. Now, did they get unlucky in this game? Sure.
Yeah, Walker going down.
The Sam Rani try at the end was garbage. That pick 6 was garbage. The first try was garbage. Walker's fucking injury was garbage in and of itself. If Tupou and Walker play the whole game and Roosters just don't play like morons, I know they were 13 plus para. So I know you hit your upset alert. You deserved it. You actually called how it would play out in the end, which was hilarious. But I know that Roosters really dictated how this game went. Right? If Roosters just played half as good as they did any of the last 4 rounds, they would have just kept their own finals destiny. They would have put Dolphins and Manly in a position where they'd both be 4 points out. So both of those cunts would give up. But now they've actually given both of them hope. Go figure. Now Souths are coming to town with the healthiest start that they've had the whole season. In Melbourne, well, we all know your record, both covering and losing to them 500 times in a row.
Oh, yeah, they have to try and beat them. That's the problem.
Now you actually need to go to Melbourne and get a win. 15-all, let's say Walker and Harry Grant are out. Let's see what you guys can dish out next week at almost $3 head-to-head.
I would love to defend and say, oh, yeah, it's my upset alert, and this, like, I got lucky in my upset alert. It's not luck anymore. It's too consistent to be luck. How many times did they do this? Okay, Walker went down this game. What's the next game? They made 27 errors. What's the next time? Oh, they played Tigers. They didn't have a forward pack. You cunts were 12-point favourites in that game. I mean, the Titans game, you gave a pick 6 to fucking Jados, and he ran the whole field and they won. Yeah. The Titans have won 5 games the whole year, 2 of them against Knights, for God's sake. Like, it's not that, okay, I can see the future and exactly how it's going to pan out. But I know how it's going to pan out. These guys are going to fucking lose in this sort of affair. Now, do I believe they don't deserve to make the 8? Of course not. They deserve to make it. I don't want to see Manly and Dolphins there. But for comedy purposes, I would love to see one of them there. And come the review of the season, if Robinson isn't fired before I sit in this chair to discuss this team, I don't know what to say anymore. Because literally, this para loss is a fireable offence, in my opinion. If you cunts are going to fuck up the season where you beat Manly 20-4 in a game that you had to win to make sure you're in the 8, you went to Dolphins at Pickham and gone, all right, we're going to have to win this game. We won 64 to fucking God knows how many. Then you played another Pickham game and you played the Bulldogs, which Bulldogs had just lost the game, and you beat them as well. All of that to be done to lose to Para and not make the 8 is comedy. Pure comedy.
I can't wait for the season review if they don't make it. Para... Honestly,
where's Moses, bro? Just play the whole year.
I wish you guys had a fully fit Moses the whole year. Who knows where you'd be? What I said about Walker earlier probably does apply more to Moses. When he's there, they are competent and credible against any opposition. When he's not there, they are the dirt of the sport. Literally the worst team against the spread before he got back. And honestly, Riles is building something good. I do like him now. Shout out to Seabass and Joel. Your team has turned it around. Was it too little too late? Absolutely, but at least there is a blueprint for next year. We'll see what the Eels do when the slate is fucking wiped.
Well, they're probably going to finish with 10 wins, and Moses didn't play 7 games.
Yeah.
Well, so Moses' record...
Essentially, they've played 7 less games, because when he's not there, he's kind of...
They went 10-7 with Moses, like...
Oh, Adokar wasn't there for a while. Lomax was...
Oh, yeah, obviously they had
their backline... Remember when they were running out Sean Russell and co. Like, it's not what it was supposed to be. Penny City missed a lot of time.
Brown was obviously not in the lineup
Brown, the centre of the year that he is. The emergence of some new players. So shout out to Para. Well done, boys. But we move on to my team, who I claimed. And they are back.
You want to put it on?
Not really, because they played Knights and,
No, it doesn't really count.
Okay, I'm in All Black. See? I'm in All Black.
Okay, all right.
Thank you to the All Blacks for dismantling Knights. Knights... You cunts are awful. It really bananas me how it really bananas me how bad you cunts are. I mean, fuck me.
But there's a reason why they're awful.
What is it?
They have no players.
They do.
No Kalen, no Sharp, and no fucking Dylan Lucas. They have no offense.
Okay, who has less?
No Marju in this game.
Who has less players? What Dragons have run out in the last 4 weeks, or this Knights team?
Okay, look, Flanagan, Adam O'Brien. Come on.
Yeah, well, you're talking about players, right?
Okay, yeah, players in general. I
would take Best and Gagai and Thompson and Frizzell and Pierce Ball over fucking
who Dragons
Hamish Stewart and go.
Yeah, they didn't even have him this week. But they had Murdoch and Mastilla running out there, which was hilarious. Yeah. And you can't
coincidence 40-0.
Yeah. But look, Knights, like Just please don't come last. I want my future to hit. It's simple. Just fucking win one.
I actually went back and checked our preseason predictions. You actually said Knights will come last.
Yeah, I know.
But you just like them too much.
I like them too much.
They're so bad.
I mean, look.
Last week you guys got unlucky. This week, there was no luck involved. You guys suck.
Ever since the Halcyon game, they literally get thrown in the towel.
No, but they haven't. They try every round. I can't imagine what would happen if they threw in the towel.
They did at the end of this game.
Oh, yeah.
Because tries they were conceding at the end was just...
Any comments on Reece Lightning, sir?
No, look, I'd love to see Brisbane keep going. It's going to be very hard, not just without Reynolds, but it's hard without Ezra. I think, to get to that next level where Brisbane need to get to and essentially compete with Raiders and Melbourne right now, you need Ezra.
Genuinely... If Ezra was there and Adam Reynolds was still died,
they would have a chance.
They could make a grand final for no reason.
Yeah, they would have a chance. Their team is playing great.
At the right time of the year.
At the right time of the year, which is uncoincidental for these kinds. Now, like we mentioned, they could be fighting for a top 4 spot. This week is going to be a big one coming up. They have to beat Cowboys, which Cowboys are the unstoppable fucking cockroach after today. But the Cowboys have the bye in the last game. I don't see them trying. But we'll see. And then they have that Melbourne game, which we're assuming Melbourne will throw in the towel as they'll be locked into second. Unless, between them and Raiders, they can have a fucking true steal and be like, all right, we both get home finals, just fuck off. We don't give a fuck about minor premiership. So I think that's what likely will happen. And then you win out. Your point difference continues to go up, which might be what it's required to bump Sharks out of the way. But let's just see. I think their point difference is 100 plus over Sharks.
It's way higher than Sharks.
But the problem is now you probably play the tougher games and they play Knights next. So it's a battle of who's going to fucking keep the points total up. Because now it's between, in my opinion, if Warriors fucking lose, it's between, which I think they will lose one of these games if it's the Manly one, because Manly will have something to play for, or they lose this Para one by some miracle. It's up to Brisbane and Cronulla, and it'll basically come down to point difference. I think both those teams win out. It just depends by how much.
If it does come down to the point,
I think Brisbane's got it. But
I reckon Brisbane will come fourth.
Yeah,
they're going to beat Cowboys, and then they'll beat the B-Tech Melbourne team that run out no one.
Yeah, they should. There's no reason. Literally, it's that Cowboys game. They can't lose any, obviously, because we're assuming Sharks will play Knights, what's left of them next week, and then the B-Tech Dogs team. But we'll just see. Because Dogs will be locked into third at that point, because Warriors will lose. So that they'll be done as well. So, but I think Brisbane, you can check the numbers. I think they're 80 points in front of Cronulla. So it's a big job for Cronulla to get there. So Brisbane really just have to win these games.
Who would you rather go to Canberra, Sharks or Broncos?
For comedy purposes, I'd rather Sharks.
Yeah.
Because from a season from hell, I would say they literally have a chance to make a prelim. And
Sharks?
Sharks, yeah.
I think the season from hell is more Broncos.
I don't think it's the season from hell, though. I think that, Sharks...
Oh, when they lost to Dragons, it was a season from hell.
No. I get it from that point, but at this point, Brisbane are not rated to be that, they're going to make the grand final level because of the injuries. And also, as much as they were dirt, if they finished 7th and they had everyone would be like, oh, fuck, it's Brisbane, right? Sharks have had everyone the whole year. They literally have no excuses. And for them to be awful the whole year, essentially, until this period of time that they keep winning, except for the Dragons game, conveniently. Them to make the 4 and then make a prelim and have a game at PointsBet, it's just all right, what the fuck? How the fuck did these cunts get there? They're awful. But I would rather Sharks or comedy. For an actual contest, Brisbane for sure, because Brisbane can light up points against any team in the competition. Not that I think either of them can beat Raiders, but it'll be a better watch, because the other fucking side between Melbourne and Dogs is not going to be a good watch. Don't get it twisted there. So, I'd rather that. On to the last game.
Is it a coincidence?
The Knights have given up.
2 months ago, I said Adam Reynolds sucks.
It's not, because he's...
And now, the 2 games he hasn't been there, Reece Walsh has turned into the greatest player of all time again. I don't know, food for thought. On the Knights side, I can't wrap my head around it. Just fucking horrible.
They're horrible.
They're just horrifying.
It's just that Titans are
so
worse.
bad.
Titans should not... I should be right and Knights won't come last.
I think that the footy gods are not present this year, and for that reason, Knights will come last. Because they don't deserve to come last. Titans do. But everyone will be like, ooh, Titans, you can't suck. The worst team, blow it up, drop a fucking nuclear bomb on... And then come the round 27 where they go and beat Tigers, everyone will be like, wait, Knights are last? That's how bad Knights are.
Yeah, and they're not helping themselves at this point.
And that was after a 2-0 start to the year where they were first on the ladder. Fuck me, Knights. Can Dylan Brown save this team? We'll see. On the Broncos side of things, it's legit just Reece Walsh. Like,
he's woken
Walsh
up.
and Staggs are awake, finally. And the final finale of the backline that they've finally picked without Cobbo being there. Karapani played possessed. Shibasaki is obviously Queensland Hall of Famer. Staggs has taken down Bradman and Hammer Time in the past 2 weeks, which has been impressive to watch. Huge. Mariner, he was in the Jamaican 4x100 relay team, so he's good to have in there because if Walsh and Hunt are creating the line breaks, at least they have the players on the edges to take advantage of that.
The fastest player.
Yeah. So, and in the middle, obviously Haas, more so than Carrigan, has been a one-man wrecking crew, and obviously Hunt is 10 times better than Reynolds ever was. So this team, how far can they go? I think prelims their ceiling, and their floor is. They could go out in straight sets at the same time, just because of how high variance they are. Am I going to fucking sit here and bow down to you because you raped Knights? Absolutely not. But what I will say is, everyone seemed to do it when Penrith went and won by 200, and these cunts didn't get the 500 calls that Penrith got. Don't get it twisted. And
Knights tried.
Knights tried as well, but them trying is like.
Time it doesn't.
Doesn't mean much. Moving on to not meaning much, the last game at Live Chart. Shout out to Harry, Charlie, you, me. I don't really want it after the last 10 minutes. And thank you for tuning in to round 25 of the Back Yourself.
No, listen, Tigers. Like, cunts just got a hot head, and I actually don't want any memorial rounds. I don't want like you cunts can play at Leichhardt, but none of this fucking we remember this, we remember that, because you cunts always lose it, and conveniently always it is against Cowboys, a Tommy Radonicus game, which is a fond memory of ours because Tigers were $1.16.
Yeah.
And they fucking gave up against this Cowboys team with Kyle Felt at the time. Cowboys are an awful team. There's really not much else to say. I don't know why they won or how they won. The defense in parts was just abysmal, but then that Tigers left edge towards the end of that game. The right edge was just
down
despicable.
Both Adam Dewey and Laitufanu. It was Coruscant at halfback with Sukar next to him. But I'm actually going to show the Cowboys a bit of love because
why?
When they dropped it and Naden scored, I'm not sure how many other teams would even give a fuck to go and score 3 converted tries.
Yeah, but they threw the footy around and never got anything against them. It's Cowboys. That's all they'd like to do.
But like you said, if Roosters fucking lose the same way and it's consistent, you also have to give some fucking credit to Cowboys for consistently being the most infuriating team in the NRL.
Let me tell you
Drinkwater, Dearden, shout out to you boys. Nana, you played good again, even though you dropped it 50 times. I feel like this contest ended up being a seesaw affair of these cunts thought they won, but they actually didn't, right? At 10-0,
Tigers for you.
At 10-0, Cowboys were like, yeah, bro, we're on today, lad. And then they dropped it and didn't see the ball for half an hour, and then they conceded the greatest try of all time before halftime. Went down 16-10. Then, obviously, how can it weaken the NRL pass without Cowboys being donated a try? Here comes Taylor May's fucking drop into a Dearden 4-pointer, 16 all. And then Luai, shout out to Crazy Preg Mantis. He got his first try. Remember, you said you were going to take him anytime for him. And he did score. He went, I'm a Tiger, brother.
I don't care. They lost.
Naden scored 2 seconds later. At that point, Tigers mentally fucking switched off thinking that they're Melbourne or Penrith, where they're not. And then here comes Drinkwater and co. The right side defense was atrocious, but it was well-run attack from Drinkwater and Purdue. They are hard to handle, and
Tigers suck.
It's not easy in this sport, down 12 points to score 18 points in 5 minutes, but the Cowboys did that. And as much as we're going to roast their defense, they did show up when the money was on the table, and they did stop the Tigers from scoring an equalizer. At the end, Luai, Bulla, the Cowboys players, Origin players, I may add, were there to stop them. So shout out to the Cowboys. I'm so fucking glad that these pricks have a bye the last round. I don't have to watch these cocksuckers again for this year. And if anything, I wish they had another bye next week as well. And this would be the last time I have to see these pricks.
You get to bet against them, against the fucking
I will one more time. But we haven't won a bet against these motherfuckers for about a month, which is really starting to annoy me because they're actually garbage. But they are good at what they're
Everyone
good
knows
at.
they're garbage. That's why they're not in the 8.
In the
they're
end,
not even in
Tigers,
the race.
Look, you had a good little run. We've been questioning, like, you guys aren't actually that good, but you're building, like, for the future. had you gone on and win this game, maybe we'd come on and be like, yeah, you went down 10-0 and you fucking won 28-16. You guys are gods. But at the end of the day, you guys are still shit side. Like, the effort and the energy and the quality of fucking Taylor Maybing has made a big difference, and that has helped you a lot. Dewey going down obviously doesn't help. Latu also going down in the end doesn't help. But I'm very reluctant to throw a pity party for you cunts because you should get the job done at Leichhardt Oval, 28-16 with fucking 15 minutes to go.
100%.
At the very worst, if you're going to capitulate, go to Golden Point or something. Once they got to 28 all, there was no reason for the following set for you cunts to concede again. So I think I did this to Para and it was wrong because they came out and won. The balloon of the Tigers, some Cowboys just put a pin in it. They're going to get absolutely fucking
Raiders, in their last week. Yeah, of course.
They're done.
But they'll probably beat Titans.
They might lose to Titans. This Tigers team is like probably just...
put the dagger into Knights.
They're just going to give up. Like, fair enough. I would give up as well.
We'll see.
You had a fucking average year, boys. We'll build on to next year. We'll see what happens.
Cowboys, they won 9 games. Fair enough.
Cowboys, truly.
You can't
just fucking pack it up. I'm sick of you pricks. But well done today. That was a good comeback. And that was your round, ladies and gentlemen. It was interesting. Friday night, probably the greatest scene of all time for me with weak scoring. Suck the world's fattest, you know what, Penrith fans. And we can do our top 3 moments. My top 3 was that, but I'll defer to you, obviously.
Well, mine's easy. Roosters on top, being idiots.
Was it no longer Nita Wase's flick pass, bro?
No, it was Roosters being morons and scoring 10 past power. Simple. But Walker's not that good. What else was up there? Definitely the South game. I don't know why anyone believed in Dragons. That was like probably the clearest I'd seen a game in a long time. Because that was just like I was like, oh, okay, yeah, they've won. And Dogs, another loss against the top 8, huh? You seem to bag out Sharks, and I know your fans do it as well, but you can't say worse. What's incredible is Sharks usually win in the regular season. You can't even do that. And come finals, I don't know what the fuck the spread's going to be when you guys go to Melbourne. If it's not minimum 12, I don't want to hear it because holy fuck, they're going to destroy this team the way they're playing. I guess Melbourne's my final point. Give them the grand final. It's finished. It's constant. In my book, and I know you love your Raiders, they might win the grand final 13 plus.
No, I don't think so.
They're literally like...
They might lose to Raiders.
No.
Genuinely.
It's finished now. You can have it.
I'm not saying it's likely, but they can lose to them. Anyone else, 30. Brisbane, Sharks, Penrith. Dogs, Penrith, they'll fucking annihilate them. Raiders is the one where...
Warriors.
Oh, God. How would they even make it? Anyway, my turn.
Roosters.
Reece Walsh, you are the entertainer of the sport. Anyone that bags him out needs to wake up to themselves. The Broncos are a much better team to watch when this cunt is possessed. The way he was, yet again, 2 weeks in a row now. Adam Reynolds. I said it fucking months ago. You're not that good. Roosters, you guys truly shocked me. Actually, no, fuck Roosters. I don't want them in my 3.
South?
Dogs.
Oh yeah, well they have to win.
We had a good run, but it's over. Raiders.
The greatest.
That was the greatest moment of my life. To see these pricks lose in a fashion of game that they would actually... For win. 5 years, they have won on shit like that. But for Casey McLean to score, Liam Martin to score like that, you guys couldn't score for the longest time, but you fucking mowed them down. One set at a time. One fucking set at a time. Sasangi scored, for God's sake. That's when I knew I have hope, when Sasangi crashed over. And then here comes Kyo Weeks, the Bugatti, right down the heart of the Penrith fucking top 4. And he snatches it from them. And he twists it into a fucking million knots. And he gives it to him. And he's like, give me the premiership so I can give it to Melbourne.
You boys podcast shit. You just talk shit about Penrith and Roosters. Yeah, fuck these cunts.
Yeah, fuck them.
What have they done for me?
If cunts don't like our podcast, I wonder what content they enjoy.
They sit there and watch Hello Sport or...
Hello Sport.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Goodbye Sport.
What's the other bloke in the bar? They're all like, oh yeah, you might as well just watch NRL 360.
Nathan Cleary's really good.
Oh bro, Nathan Cleary was so close. He took accountability of himself. He shouldn't have missed. Well, he missed. Did he not? Moses is the best half. Moses changes more of this team.
All right. The set will be different, ladies and gentlemen, on Tuesday
this guy...
We are changing it up just for one episode. Peace out. We'll see you in 48 hours. Up the milk.
Let's go the milk.